I'm Trish with today's QOTD Question of the Day. Record your answer and join us in the show. Today's question is for all you procrastinators. What's something you consistently procrastinate about? Are you putting off the laundry? Are you not paying your bills? There's always something you know needs to be done, right? But for you, it's that one thing that can just always wait. Our first putter-offer is Emma.
Something that I procrastinate about a lot is drying the dishes. So if there's a lot of dishes that need to be dried, I definitely get them done as soon as possible. But if it is just one or two dishes that I've used for lunch or something, I always just let them drip dry, and I don't really have a reason why. I'm just lazy. So, yeah.
I don't think it's lazy. I think this is actually a really common thing. Like, I love washing the dishes and I always wash them right away, but I hate putting them away.
I cannot relate. I don't really like any of the process. It's just about what I'm willing to put up with more. But I do understand. I think when you have a big pile of dishes, it's like, okay, I gotta do this now, versus one or two. It's like, I'll leave it. And then eventually that becomes the big pile that has to get done with.
Yeah, you leave things in the dish for too long and like things start growing. I'll never again.
Oh.
That's terrifying.
JJ, tell me about your fan favorite.
I had a really cool answer from Just Shan and very relatable content.
Oh, something I procrastinate about would definitely be housework, because I would rather be outside.
Sometimes I'm just a fun first kind of person.
I know. And I don't think it's bad. I just think it's human nature, right? Like, there's something you have to do, but there's 50 things you really want to do.
Yeah, this really hit home because I am looking at my pile of clothes that I need to put away, and I'm also looking at the sunny day outside, and I'm like, I think I know which one I'm going to go for.
So, Reed, I think that you and Just Shan have chosen the right thing to procrastinate about. Who cares? Go out and enjoy the outside. This is the right thing to not do.
Okay, did you find an answer that you really appreciated?
I do. I've got this one from Brad that I can totally relate to, and perhaps a lot of you other creative folks can too.
Well, I've been trying to write this book for forever. It seems like kind of like a pseudo autobiography, but I just can never seem to get my ass in gear to make this happen.
Brad, you could be writing your first chapter about how you can never get around to writing your pseudo autobiography. But I totally get it. It's hard to deal with those long-term things. You got to take these things a little bit at a time. And if you let them pile up, then it becomes overwhelming. So you just got to go and just write that first chapter.
And then also I took some writing classes, and the teachers would always recommend an hour a day for your writing project, or like a certain amount of time each day at the same time. So that way, even if you don't actually write, even if you're just staring at the blank page for the whole time, it's still like you're in that mindset that you're going to write. And so eventually, stuff will get on the page.
So how's your novel coming along, JJ?
We're not going to talk about that.
I agree with you, though. I think that setting mini goals is really important. I think it keeps me more organized anyway. Try to get done what you can get done, and sometimes you just surprise yourself.
Trish, you actually get to it in terms of your writing.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't procrastinate about.
Hear her.
Brad, I will say I cannot wait until your audiobook comes out, because you have a very soothing voice. Like, I would listen to it while I'm taking a long walk outside or just relaxing. I'm looking forward to it.
So Reed, who's your fave?
My fave comes to us from Argentina. This is Carlos.
Well, I always wanted to learn how to do or how to make VFX for movies and for visuals in general. And I don't know, it's something about time, maybe insecurity too. But yeah, that's something that I have always procrastinated.
When he said it's something about time and maybe insecurity, I think a lot of people are plagued by the fact that, their first draft might be rough, but they call it a rough draft for a reason. It's important to remember.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I went on a similar journey to Carlos. I think last year I was also teaching myself a little Adobe After Effects, and I expected immediately I would open the program and I would immediately be making Marvel level CGI. But kind of what everyone's been saying. You can't expect perfection and that expert level at the first go. It's definitely a skill that you built up.
And the internet's great. If you feel like you're not ready to dive in, you can just look at other people's work. You can read about their process.
No, Google is your best friend in terms of learning skills nowadays.
Oh, YouTube University.
But fans, if you have an answer to this question, do not procrastinate. Go and record your answer using the links in the description, and make sure to do so before our Thursday Big Show Weekly Championship. I think a deadline often helps with the procrastination, so get those answers in. But for now, I think it's time for our own answers. So Keith, what are you procrastinating on right now?
What do I not procrastinate on right now? It's so bad. And then what happens is that you build up this stack of like all the stuff that you said that you were going to do that you don't do. And so what I end up doing is doing the least odious thing in my stack, start lots of really odious tasks, because then it takes your least odious tasks and makes it look palatable.
For me, it's grocery shopping. And I don't know why, because I love to eat and I actually don't mind the grocery store. I like to shop, but there is something about it. I've got to wait until I have absolutely nothing but water and condiments left in my fridge before I feel like it's worth going to the store for.
On a small scale, for me, it's just cooking. It's really tough. I buy stuff frozen because I'm like, okay, I don't want to, be wasteful and let it go bad. And then it just sits in my freezer for so long because I don't feel like getting it out and thawing it and doing the whole process. You know what? I'm so blessed to live in a time after the microwave. I do not know how they did it. No, because when you want pasta and it's like, I want it now. I don't want to wait 15 minutes.
Like the big thing I do is laundry. I'll let the mound in my hamper get like very big before I'm like, okay, I should probably like go and wash my clothes, which it should be a higher priority because that's the stuff I wear and it should be clean.
One time in college, I let a pile of clothing, because my hamper was already full, it just became a large pile of clothing that was standing up on like sheer willpower. And eventually I was like, oh my God, I have to go. And it took me the entire day.
This is your warning sign. Stay hydrated, drink some water, and get your stuff done.
Well, record your answer using the links below, and make sure to subscribe, follow, or register to get new questions and announcements right in your daily feed.
Thank everyone who's watched, voted, and recorded already. Remember, the top voted answers make it onto our Thursday Big Show, so don't wait to record.
And we love having you. And if you love having us, then you can say thank you by commenting or sharing or even subscribing to our channel. If you really love what you see on QOTD, go ahead and click that thanks button. And if you do send us a thanks, we'll give you a shout out on the air.
Let us know what's something you procrastinate on and why. I'm procrastinating on procrastinating these days.
That's good.